Bang. We are back. We are live. Celtics take a commanding, and I do mean commanding, 3-1 series lead against the Orlando Magicians. I don't know that they'll ever have enough offensive firepower to come back from a series 3-1. I can only imagine what they have planned in terms of defense for game 5, but we'll be ready, and it's gonna be in Boston, so they can try that shit. KCP can try his little push, his little shove. It will not go over as hot. That was the first time Missoula's won a road game in Orlando, which feels almost impossible, and he won't get another shot until next year. I do fear. We are powered by Underdog Fantasy. Shout out Bandit. Shout out promo code Banner19 when you sign up. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus bones with your initial deposit. And again, that promo code of Banner19. Celtics tonight, Bouda. I believe the final tally was 9 of 30 from 3. And they win this game damn near by double digits. 9 of 31 from 3. They're getting worse as I talk, but 30 of 32 from the line. I don't want to hear people complaining, oh, they got all the calls. No, a lot of that was in the last minute as the Magic tried to extend this game. What is your main takeaway, Bouda, of this win?
I mean, look, Orlando's not going to help off of the guys that we want them to help off of, right? Like, Hauser hit 2 threes in the first half, but realistically, him, Pritchard, Derek White for stretches in tonight's game wasn't getting open looks. So I really think that, it puts a lot of stress onto a Jalen and a Jayson. And again, I want them to continue to go to the rim. We saw it with the free throws, right? We make our free throws. Orlando doesn't. They always go 1 for 2. So I
always.
But for a team that, averaged over 53s a game to only be taking 30, Orlando's doing a good job at taking us out of what we like to do. And then I said it at the end of the stream, but it's amazing to me that Jayson Tatum can have 36 and 14, and I can sit here and I can poke holes in his game all night. Some of his shot selection I did not like. But that's just how great a player he is, right? If you have 36 and 14 and you had a B- night, how good does an A+ night look? And they're only scratching the surface in terms of what is possible for this group. Orlando's tough. I was nervous. I was sweating, but only because I care. And ultimately, I don't want to be back on a flight to Orlando on Tuesday night. Like, absolutely not. Let's close this thing out. When we have the opportunity to put our throat or to step on their throat and end this thing, we have to do it.
Stizz, only 10 turnovers tonight for your Boston Celtics. Was that the key? Was that really the key, limiting second chance opportunities for the Magic? They weren't. They weren't crushing.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean.
I was going to say they weren't crushing the glass like they were in Game 3 as well.
I definitely think that was a big factor. And bro, we knew what it was coming into this series, bro. This is a big team, bro. They're big, they're physical, and they can't shoot. So we knew coming into this thing they were going to try to take away our threes and try to turn it into a game that they like to play. And us limiting those second chance points and hitting those free throws, bro, they're just huge in these type of situations where we know we're not going to shoot as many threes. We're going to go for the 2 in these type of games. So we need all those points we could get, and we got to keep them from getting as many points as they get, obviously.
So what I thought really stood out to me, Al Horford, immediatamente, right off the rip. Tonight, Al Horford became the second player in NBA history to record 5 blocks in a playoff game at age 30. It says 38, but we know he's 28. The other is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Al Horford had 5 blocks tonight. The Orlando Magic had 4 as a team. It seemed like immediately he gets the start. Drew Holiday again sits. He gets the start, and he set the tone, as he always seems to do. He was not going to allow a loss today. It got dicey at points. But Al, throughout the game, whether he was punching people's shots, whether he was just diving into the Magic bench when he didn't need to, whether it was him putting his finger in KCP and Wendell Carter Jr.'s face saying, we're not doing that shit tonight, fellas. I love Al Horford, and I always will love Al Horford. I hope he plays forever, and he seems to agree he's going to play forever, so thank Christ. But him, Jalen, the lack of turnovers, even without the threes, it feels like today, more than in Game 3, they remembered, oh, yeah, they don't have anyone who can defend the rim. Let's just keep getting to the rim at will. And that was the difference.
I mean, Al, I think there's a lot of Celtics fans out there that take him for granted. And they can say, if we win the championship this year, if Al retires, we'll be okay. Like that's going to leave a bigger hole than we think. And honestly, it feels like without Drew, which I think impacts our team tremendously without having that guy. When you take a starter out, that's gonna happen. But without Drew, it really doesn't feel like we have 6 starters. That's how it feels. You brought up one more guy's name too. Jaylen Brown. I thought what he did defensively in that third quarter, like he rose to the challenge. He was on ball. Caro, he forced a couple turnovers. There was a stretch there where I really felt like Brown increased and cranked up the intensity. And overall, like you see, there are possessions where the Celtics defend Orlando and they don't start their offense until the 14-second mark or the 12-second mark. Jaylen, he brings the whole level of intensity of our organization up a notch when we need it when we need it most.
That's a fact, bro. When we weren't hitting anything, JB came in the clutch, bro, and carried us for that end of the quarter, defensively and offensively, until we started hitting shots again, bro. Big ups to JB tonight. Warrior mentality, warrior game from you tonight, fam.
Tatum 42 minutes, D White 39 minutes, KP only 22 minutes, but it did feel like those first half minutes were the most impactful he looked really since at all this series. Like game 2, he was hitting his free throws. I know we talked about that after game 2, but this game, they went to him early and he was getting stuff at the rim. He obviously had the big 3-point play at the end when Tatum lobbed it up to him. They almost ran a side out of bounds play on that one to get an easy bucket. But he still went 7 of 14. He hit his first 2 threes of the series, which I thought were huge. A little bit of a leg tightness. I hope that doesn't happen again. But 22 minutes, he went 19 and 5 with 5 fouls. So he had as many rebounds as fouls, but he was a +8. That was more of the KP they're going to need, even if they were force feeding him in the first half. It just looked a lot more to the rim, a lot more dunks, a lot more not fading away when he had a 6'3" guy on him. So he called himself out after the last game. He was right to do so. I think everyone was calling him out. So it was good to see. And then D White, he was the only person outside of Cornette who didn't have a green plus minus. It says he was a 0 for the game, but that just simply is not true, because when things did get tight, if it wasn't JB, it was Derek White getting to the rim and finishing. And this was a guy too, has not been hitting threes this series, as no one on the team is. 2 of 6, and they were a big 2. 18, 7, and 7 for the kid. You talk about people who've just been taken for granted. D White, we just expect him to do things like this, but for him to actually keep doing it and to look comfortable out there, for how physical they've been, Bouda, you talk about getting into the offense quickly. It does feel like they've been applying more pressure to him than he's used to seeing. Like
Definitely.
The Magic are treating the Celtics like they do have 5 superstars on the court, not like what we see in the regular season where it's like, oh, let's stop the Jays. Oh shit, these guys are good too. They're very much treating everyone on the court like, no, you're a problem too. We are not going to help. We are treating you as a star. And this felt like a game to me he needed to have, especially that 18.
I mean, Derek specifically, like you said it, like I think at halftime you were like, dude, Derek's jumper is just a little bit off right now. And he's a snowball kind of player. When he hits one, he's going to hit his next one. He hit a couple really big shots. And then, Coley, you talk about not helping off of players. Like we only played 8 guys tonight, right? So Pritchard, Cornette, and Hauser. Now, again, I don't think Cornette's going to be shooting the ball 5 to 7 times a night, but the bench only took 5 field goals the whole night. Like, Tatum takes 25. It's just we didn't even take that many shots tonight. Like right. Orlando outshot us, which is incredible because that never happens. The Celtics, with offensive rebounds or pushing the pace, like I don't know.
Honestly, I think that's credit to them. You gotta tip your hat to them somewhere, and I think it's that. They're definitely playing well, bro. They're playing to their best ability. They're like I said at the end of the game, they're definitely committed to their game plan, and that shows that them out shooting us is crazy. That never happens. You know what I'm saying? But their length is their strength, bro. That's a big team over there, and it's obviously aggravating our players at the perimeter.
Jayson Tatum has won his 70th playoff game per NBA stats. He's one of 7 players ever to reach this mark by age 27, joining Magic with 85, which is kind of crazy. Kobe was 79. Tony Parker was 79. Jaylen Brown, shout him out, was 74. Kawhi Leonard was 73. LeBron James was 72. He already had his birthday in March, so this is going to keep growing throughout the playoffs. If they win the title, that's 13 more. He will not pass Magic, but he can absolutely claim this number 2 spot, and I'm here for it.
Let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
Let's get past the Magic and let's get it done, man.
Don't you think like 12 months from now at the same time that same account's going to tweet the same exact thing, but it's just going to change the age to 28 and it's going to be like Tatum is going to continue to break playoff records as he goes. Like this is not going to be a new thing, you know.
Kid's a stud.
He is, and what Bouda was saying, he can pick some holes in his game tonight. You definitely can. Missoula came out and said one word to describe Tatum tonight, and it was poise. Because while the middle of the game got a little helter-skelter, down the stretch, he was under control. He hit big shots, hit big free throws, 14 of 14, as we said, and played great defense as well. Like when I've said it kind of all season, when the Jays are rebounding, they're pretty tough to beat. JB had 11, JT had 14, 25 rebounds from your 3 and 4. Technically 2 and 3 because Drew didn't play. But that's really what I see here. Like without Drew playing, Drew last year, I mean, this is only his 5th series as a Boston Celtic as in the playoffs. He's been such a stabilizing force. I think of the Pacers series a lot with what he did last year. And even games 1 and 2.
Game 1, I was about to
this
say,
series. Yeah. Drew has been such a stabilizing force. To not have him game 3, not trying to take anything away from the Magic. They definitely came out, took that game. But without Drew out there, you could see it on the Celtics side of the ball when the Magic did turn up the pressure in the 3rd quarter. Tonight, it felt like a big step doing it without Drew, because he was brought here for this. He was brought here specifically for the postseason acumen, for everything he had gone through in Milwaukee and even with the Pelicans earlier in his career. So for Drew to do this, or for us to do this without Drew, I thought was a big step because he's got a hamstring, and as Bouda said, that's something that will linger, which is why it's even more important to go out and win tonight, which they can check that one off, and then give him Tuesday as well. I mean, obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm not working with him. If he's fine, obviously play him. If it's even a 98% instead of 100%, you let him sit. If it goes to a game 6, obviously bad, but then you break him out. Game 5, do it without Drew. Get him ready for the next series because, as I said at the end of the stream, the defenses are only going to get softer from here on out. Finals would be different, assuming we get there. But the Knicks, tremendous offensive team. They do not play defense like this Orlando Magic team. The Cavs, tremendous team all around. They don't play defense like this Orlando Magic team. It's just different. They have Mobley. They get the depoy, obviously. The Magic aren't rolling out Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell like that. They don't have those kind of soft spots like this team. So that's where it's like, all right, yeah, this sucks right now. I understand people who are like, oh man, Missoula ball is not working. They can't find threes. The offense has gone to shit. I understand why people would say that. No one else is going to play defense like this Magic team. It is not, to me, a long-term concern. How do you guys feel?
No, I feel great. I think that Missoula ball still is working because if you're working so hard to try to run to these shooters, you're gonna get what we had all game today, and that was just easy blow bys and straight to the rim buckets. We just gotta commit to that, bro. We gotta make it easier on ourselves, man. Going down into this next game to try to wrap this thing up. They're gonna obviously try to fight. We know what it's gonna be. They're gonna fight. Powell's coming. Franz is coming as well. But we gotta stay committed, bro. We gotta stay the course, and like Joe Mazzulla said, stay poised.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled of where we're at right now. I do think like overall, if the Celtics play like this for the rest of the postseason, I don't know if they're going to walk away as NBA champs. But the good news is that this is only the first round, and basketball is such a game of momentum that I think that all we need to do is get through this series, right? And then, I mean, I think the Knicks are going to be a confidence booster, right? Like, you know, you want to see shots fall. You want to go up against the New York Knicks. Coley, you brought up the word poise, right? And before we get into JT, but you know, the response from him when he went down tonight on his wrist, and he was grabbing it, and I think everybody kind of held their breath a little bit in that moment. He comes back, he hits both free throws, he comes back the next possession, he hits a three, right?
Yep.
Like that's just a different kind of response that I know the game one, there was the big storyline with Missoula yelling at him, get up. Well, Tatum did that tonight. He stood up, made 2 free throws, hit the 3, right? Kind of put the game out of reach at that point. So just love what you see. And again, like he's the same age as Shea, and we can go back and look at Tatum's whole career and give you all these different playoff moments and all these different failures or positives, right? Because he's been in those situations, and we take it for granted that we have a 27-year-old superstar who's already seen it all.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh, God.
I was about to say, that's a fact, bro. When he did get injured, well, not he didn't even get injured, but when he fell on that wrist again, the first thing he did, like even though it hurt initially, the first thing he did was look at the camera and smile as he's holding the wrist, bro. And that just told me everything I needed to know. You get what I'm saying? He had that talk. He had that talk with himself, and he knew to get up and hit those 2 free throws to know, bro, I'm not going to let y'all see me down. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know that's exactly what everybody in this arena wants, especially these Magic guys. I can't let them see me down. I know I'm going to be taking a lot of blows this series. So that was exactly what you said, Bouda. Like, seeing that from our young guy, allegedly, but he's a superstar. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's showing toughness on a different level.
It's not normal. It's not normal to have a player at 27 be this mature,
Yeah, bro.
It's incredible.
Mental toughness, man. Mental toughness.
First player in NBA history, NBA playoff history, with 35 points, at least 12 free throws, and shooting 100% from the free throw line. They're free, Stizz.
They're free, baby.
In consecutive games. Pretty insane. There's been a lot of NBA playoff history. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's been a lot of it. So be the first guy to go 70 points crisp from the free throw line, and he had 13 rebounds last game. I know it was 14 tonight, but averaging about 13. Like that's, I don't know. He's kind of just Tim Duncan with a 3-point shot. Like he's pretty good. And the NBA is posting Missoula. Where can I find it? Oh, Cole Anthony.
Uh-oh, what we got?
Oh, that was earlier today. Okay. That was this morning.
Who knows? Did they drop any post-game pressers?
I know Missoula's talking now. That's what I'm trying to find. I'm not going.
Hey, while we wait for this, I want to get
search this in the meantime.
I just want to get both of your opinions on the final play in Knicks Pistons. For me, I never would blow the whistle in that situation. Like, I don't think that.
On the 3-point?
No, the rule book might say it's a foul. I would never blow the whistle.
Can't blow the whistle there, bro.
I wouldn't say never. I would say there'd need to be a little bit more contact.
Can't blow the whistle there, especially the way they was letting them play up into that point. You can't blow the whistle there.
Yes, the flow of the game, Stizz. Yeah. Absolutely. It was cool. I know it's not, this Auburn Hills, but it was cool to see playoff basketball back in Detroit over the past couple of nights. And
bro, I like it up. It's dope, bro. The energy in there is fire, bro.
That series has been a fun watch.
Yeah, it is, bro. This whole I said this earlier, bro, but this has been my favorite playoffs in a long ass time.
And we're only getting started.
Round. Yeah, this first round has been crazy, bro. Only blowouts have been from the 1 seeds.
Yeah, I mean,
besides that,
and even they've both played close games that they could have and probably should have lost, but credit to them for not doing that. I mean, tonight, Celtics game so far is the biggest point spread. The Wolves won by 3. Sorry, Bouda. The Knicks won by 1, and the Celtics won by 9. Like that's the biggest point. And the Pacers are up 7 right now. It looks like Dame went down with a non-contact injury. Not that I expect the Bucks to win that game, anyways. But
damn, and the Clippers won by a half. I mean, the Nuggets won by a half point.
Right? Yeah, tips. So it just hasn't been for anyone who's been shitting. And I've used this. I've seen hockey fans crying about what time our games are starting. They're on weird networks. The ratings are the worst they've ever been. Everyone's talking about their fucking little all-star game being better than the NBA's. Now when the actual games are being played, Oh, now it's
Yeah,
the network's
we see
fault.
who's big bro. We see who's big bro for real.
New York doesn't have any teams in. Boston's not in. We don't have any of the big markets. Shut the fuck up. You get all of Canada playing, and you can't. No one's watching. It's not my issue. It's your issue and your shit sport. Anyways, here's Joe Mazzulla talking about Joe Mazzulla talking about Al Horford.
A lot of the stuff. I mean, tonight it was the block shot that he had with 6 on the shot clock right in front of our bench. Multiple block shots, being in the paint, helping and getting out the shooters. I mean, there should be a separate stat sheet for guys like him because of the type of stuff that he does. But just got an offensive rebound for us there in the fourth quarter. Just unbelievable competitor. Made all the plays necessary to help us win.
That's right.
Facts.
That's goddamn right.
Facts.
Not only Horford's offensive rebound, but Pritchard's offensive rebound to seal the game.
Massive.
Smallest guy on the court, and if you don't keep an eye on him, he's going to make you pay.
That's why you run through the goddamn whistle. All the young athletes out there, all the young anybody out here. That's why you play through the goddamn whistle right there, because you never know, bro. He was not supposed to get that rebound, but because he worked harder than everybody else, we get the dub.
It's also when people are like, is Pritchard a 16-game player, meaning a playoff player? I still say yes, because he's not going to get toasted on the defensive end. Certain players will.
Yeah, facts. I was about to say I just watched him play great defense on Powell. My bad. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
you're
off.
right. I mean, that's exactly the point. Like, Paolo is a one-on-one demon, and he's a foot taller than him, and he's been giving plus effort, which a guy who's only played with Derek White, Marcus Smart, and Drew Holiday is built for whatever moment you're going to throw at him. I'm not saying he's going to be perfect every time, but I know he's not going to not try. He played 26 minutes tonight. He scored 0 points. This is the 6th man of the year, who got the 6th man of the year because of his prodigious 3-point shooting. He had 0 points on 2 attempts. He had 1 rebound, and it was the one Bouda just mentioned in the biggest spot in the game, and he had 2 assists. He could have had more. He had a couple passes where guys just weren't hitting shots, but he was a plus 11 while he was on the court. So it wasn't some negative. They weren't going at him, putting a mouse in the house, none of that. The only time I can even remember him really giving up a bucket was when Wendell Carter Jr. shoved him into the 3rd row for that offensive rebound to tie the game. And that was that. That was the last time the Magic were really in true striking distance, because we pushed it to 3 and they can't shoot threes from that point. So that was kind of the game after that. The team really responded to that moment, knowing, all right, it's 5 on 8 again. What are we going to do? Are we going to complain about it, or are we going to go get it done?
We were making fun of the Lakers because they only played 5 guys in the second half. I mean, we only had 5 guys score in the second half. Hauser had 2 threes in the first half, and then everybody else was a starter scoring. So I would like to see a little bit more bench production, but if they're going to stick to Pritchard and Hauser like glue, again, that take what the defense gives you, and right. Jayson Tatum's a great example of that tonight.
And Pritchard had an easy 2. I know Stizz almost lost his mind when he kicked it out. He didn't realize he was doubled moments before, so he didn't realize they had both abandoned him right under the hoop. Yeah, I mean, the Magic, the Lakers, Bouda, I will make fun of them only playing 5 guys in the second half, because the guys you're talking about are 45 years old and fat. So they obviously can't do that. The Celtics don't have those issues. No,
you're absolutely right. And like, just because somebody doesn't score doesn't mean that they didn't impact the game. So, Drew being out, that's another 20, 25 minutes that, is going to, come back into the fold. But,
30.
They are going to need some bench production, and there are going to be nights where we need that. The other thing I would tell you is, at home, right? Like, all your, like, the bench guys, well, their threes always go in. On the road, that's when you need your superstars to step up. And Jalen, Jayson, they were leading from the front.
Yeah, big time. Game 5, Tuesday. Predictions, boys. Is this one over? Has it ever been more over?
Get this shit done and over with, bro. I'm ready for it to be over. Please let it be over, bro. Come on, man. Get this gentleman sweep going.
Yeah, I respect the fight the Magic have.
Facts.
I'm just over it. I'm done. And I know they're not going to roll over. I don't care what the score is. They won't roll over in this game. You will have to earn it with more meat. And I just need it. 8:30 on Tuesday. Wrap it up. Bouda?
Yeah, it's hard to pick against the best team in basketball, right? I mean, Orlando's just not good enough offensively. They are going to continue to be annoying. I will not root for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for the rest of his career simply because of what he's done through 4 games.
Facts.
But, hey, the other thing I would tell you, Celtics are undefeated on Rollin Jays live stream sessions. Never lost. Never
Never
lost.
took a loss.
That's just more facts, man.
Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday, full slate to wrap this shit up. I will be standing probably the whole game.
Facts. I'm with
'cause
you.
I can't. My heart's bad. I need to make sure I'm doing something, some exercise to counteract it. But we will be back. See you boys then on Tuesday. Shout out Eamon behind the board. Shout out Jake, who did have to deal with the hot water heater exploding and had to take care of that. So stuff comes up, but we appreciate Jake and all that he does. And we will all be back on Tuesday to get this fucking dub and start previewing the hardest series Stizz is ever gonna have to sit through.
Facts, bro. Yeah, we could talk about it. Jesus. Let's talk about it soon, bro. But let's get through this one and we'll get there.
Let's get through this.
That's right. We'll see everybody next time.